Good morning. It is September 19th. I haven't done one of these in a while. Um, Mostly because I've been extremely busy. um, I We had our baby July 7th, little Lyndon. It's been a whirlwind. We immediately after the baby came, pretty much a week later, put everything we own in a pod for 3 weeks, and then we lived on our couches and with no furniture. And then we drove down to New Orleans. The pod, of course, was late and delayed. The kids had a 3 week gap in school. So they were home with us, which was great. It was nice. It was a lot with the new baby and everything. My dad was super nice and changed his flight 3 times so he can spend a week with us down here and help me when the pod finally came. Um, and then my sister came down for a week and helped some more, and and then Steven came for a couple days and helped some more, just helping us get unpacked and settled and everything. And then I got sick, and then we had just a couple more days until kids got back into school, and I think we're 4 weeks or 3 weeks into school now. Getting in the swing of things a little bit. And then there was a week until Lyndon started school, because of his birthday and everything, and they, until he could start daycare. And then last week there was a hurricane, so that was an interesting experience. And then last weekend we went to Minneapolis with all the kids to our wedding. And honestly, I've been so far behind with everything, just day and night. I've just been working every day I can possibly work, every minute I can possibly work. I've been trying to work, and the idea of just stopping for just 20 minutes to talk like this has been I don't know. I just haven't. It hasn't felt possible. Um, it's been. I'll be honest. It's been really hard the last I'm coming out of it, but it's been really hard. Um, that that 2 month span between July and September. Um, Once the kids got back into school, we started getting into more of rhythms and everything, and you know, um, it's been better, but it's uh, it's kind of crazy. I got so bogged down with everything that needed to be done, and all the kids that needed helping, and everything needed to be moved. And honestly, I got pretty depressed. Actually, it was just so much stuff to worry about and think about and work on, and I never thought I could just sit still and just do anything. I just was always running from one child need to the next. And when they're all asleep, I'm packing, and when they're all asleep, I'm unpacking. And then I'm also trying to catch up with all the stuff I'm missing with pad stats and with my actual job and everything. And just it was a whirlwind. Yeah. No, it's I don't know. It happened, and I knew it was gonna be tough, and I feel like we're coming out of it, so it's good. And we got a new little baby, and he's a miracle. And and it's I was so guilty. I was feeling depressed, and it was just this weird vicious cycle that all good things are happening to me. Why am I sad about it? And it was just, I mean, I was just bogged down with everything that I wanted to accomplish or needed to get done. And now we have 3 kids to put to bed every night, and it takes 2.5 hours, and so it's pretty much, especially when they don't go to school, which we had that huge gap, and they had a lot of half days when they started school. And then last week they had the hurricane, so they didn't go to school pretty much the whole week. And my wife's working a lot more, and she's getting called in to do consults at night and things like that. And It's been a lot. It's been a lot. I it's been it's been interesting to kind of keep track of everything. So I definitely hit a lot of my limits and had to still power through them somehow. And I don't know. It's I think I'll pull the wisdom out of it in the future. I think I'll probably ask for help more next time. I'm gonna have to do it all again next year, so I guess I'll do it differently. But it's yeah, it's been a lot, and I guess I'm grateful I got through it and we pushed through it as a family, and so but I've been going through a few things. I just I've been feeling guilty, like I haven't been a good enough parent for the last couple of weeks, and I think I was talking to somebody at the wedding about this. It's like it's just you want to be everything to every kid. You want to be the perfect role model, the perfect person. You want to like do everything you can to be the best person for them as best you can, and it's so hard, you know. It's so hard to know if you're doing a good job or to feel like you're doing a good job, because there's always, especially now with three, there's just always one that needs something or wants something, and there's always one screaming. That's the joke right now. It's like, wait, is there no one screaming at me? Because Carol and I take bets of like which kid is going to be crying the whole way to or from something, and it's hard to predict, honestly. You never know who's going to be upset about what. Lorelai was screaming and crying and running upstairs and put herself to bed because Luther flushed the toilet when she went to flush it, and it's like, I don't know how to solve these problems. I don't know how to like make this better. That's been a lot of my therapy sessions lately. Is like, I don't know how to make this better. And it feels like it's just like the wisdom is like lower expectations, like I was thinking about this, that like when we just had Lorelai, it was like I feel like I didn't feel good unless I was being like such a great parent, and she was so happy and like like over the moon. And then when we had her and Luther, it was harder, but like we had two of us, so it's like we can kind of still do that. It was kind of like, is everyone good right now? Is like everyone like happy? But like and now I feel like with three, it's like, how do I just make sure that no one's screaming, and how do I like just make sure everyone's okay, and not that I want less for them. It's so hard. It's just I just want and I'm a human too in all of this, right? That's the other piece of this, is like I need to kind of take care of myself, and when I'm not taking care of myself, that's a problem. And I haven't been, to be honest, because it's just been so overwhelming. But you want to be the perfect role model. You want them to have everything and see you every day going to get it and wanting to be like you, I guess. But also you don't want to set this insane high expectation that this is how they need to, be the perfect person every day. And you want to be a human to them back, and you don't want to like be a robot that they can't actually like feel things from or learn things from emotionally. So, but it's really hard for me to decide sometimes, when is it a learning time and when is it a Brian's a human time. And I think I've been picking learning time too often and not Brian's a human time enough, and that's been making me depressed, because I feel like I've put on this like robotic suit that I need to like be this perfect person, and if I'm not perfect, I'm not good as a parent and as a person. And so I have a tendency to over optimize, and I think that's what I'm dealing with right now, is how do I navigate that? How do I I still want to optimize, but how do I just not do it to the point where I depress myself because I'm not good enough at everything that are way out of my control and not possible. But this whole thing has put a lot of stress on my life, on me and Carol's relationship, me and Sean's relationship with the company. It's been really, me and Carol are solid. It's always like, we just have to talk about it a little bit for like a couple minutes and then we're back. It's just that kind of stuff. But I think Sean got kind of scared that I was like quitting or something in all this, and it's just hard to explain that my life's just in chaos right now, and this is probably like the most complicated piece of my life that I've ever had. So, but we're back and we're working and everything's back to normal now. It's just just I guess this is those things, like those periods that you just have to kind of figure out every day. It was kind of like a crisis mode. Like I was just like every day, like what can I do? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Like to get us somewhat back to normal, a little bit closer every day. But yeah, I'll start doing more of these, and we gotta. I don't know. I have a lot of things to talk about pet stats, but I'll stick to just normal stuff right now. But yeah. The thing I don't want to lose sight of is I'm very happy. I'm very happy with 3 kids. I'm very happy with the new baby. If anything, I don't feel like I get enough time with him. And it's hard, right? Because like the other 2 kids need things. I'm helping them. I want to spend time with them. I want to make everyone happy and healthy, and he's on mommy a lot. He's just cuddling, eating, whatever, and it's just I don't feel like I've got enough time with them. I think the same thing happened with my first 2 kids. It's just you gotta kind of wait until he's ready to be more mobile and want to dance and play and wrestle and stuff. So, but yeah, I think I had a good discussion with my dad, and it's taken me a long time to kind of hear what he was saying. It's always hard to hear parents talking about parenting, because I think you saw it differently as a child, and arguably I would say that the kids experiencing it for the first time and you're experiencing it as a day, because you're 30 or 40 or 50 now, and so the kid's memory is probably more accurate and your memory is probably not as accurate. But the trick is that you don't know that, because you are the adult. You think you remember everything perfectly. And so I think it's I don't know, it's a hard thing to get into, but as we got into it, I think he has a point that there's certain things that I'm willing to compromise with my kids about almost anything. I'm willing to give them choices and believe that I'm making strong, independent people by including them in the conversation of the decision of anything. However, I think my dad has a point that there is a limit there, and at some point you're hurting them. And so I do think there is going to be some things that I will not compromise about. And one of them is going to be bedtime. One of them is going to be getting to school on time. And I'm still going to find some other ones. We're definitely going to have try again. We're definitely going to have no lying. But, I think it's hard to know which ones they're healthier and better off if I fight with them about it than if I don't. Because it's easy to not fight with them, right? It's easy to give them a little bit and find like, oh, okay, if I give you 1% of what you want or 10% of what you want, like, can we just be done with this? But I'm learning that things like bedtime and school time and things like that are just, it hurts them more to compromise than it does to just be more robotic about those things and say, I can't help you right now. You have to go to bed, and that's it. And maybe that's just, once again, like with 3 or something, it's just, or as they grow up, or as I can get better as a parent, that is how it needs to be. I don't like it because I don't like fighting with them, but I think I need to choose my battles, and that's one of them. Because the whole world doesn't work very well when they don't go to bed until whatever time, because we're fighting for 4 hours, trying to find the compromise when I should just rip the Band-Aid off to begin with. And I'm learning that I call it an encore. Like, I must upset them around bedtime in order for them to get enough emotions out to actually want to go to sleep. And I don't like it. I hate that I have to do this, but I've learned that they're going to have a freak out regardless. I shouldn't say freak out. They're going to have a highly emotional situation regardless if it happens at 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. And we might as well get to it earlier than later because it's better for everybody. And so oftentimes I'm finding that less compromising at bedtime gets it over quicker than compromising. And not that I want to harm them and hurt them unnecessarily and cause trauma or whatever, all the things I don't want. It's just, I don't know what else to do because it's hurting their mental health and physical health to fight more about it. So, I think I'm still going to try to find the goalpost with that one, but it's something I'm revisiting as far as something that needs to be more strict and rigid. That I don't like rigidity, but I gotta go. But I'm glad I did this. I'm getting back into it, getting back in the swing of everything, and I hope you were okay too in this time. And I guess this gives me motivation. I can do anything. All right. See you.